And welcome to another episode of What Am I Doing Now? My Horror Life. It's a very special episode, but a little intro music.
Banana Laser 2015. 2 years. What is a banana laser? I don't even know what that is. Lasers unite. Cosmic Creepers.
Guess who's back? It's the Cosmic Creep, and I'm here to drop a knock that will make you weep. You know, since last year a lot has changed. Things may be different, but they still are strange. For instance, Mahoney isn't quite as deranged as the Facebook dictator we'll hate to say. A big misunderstanding is what it turned out to be. And now I think that we can all agree Mahoney is actually a pretty cool G. Mahoney is Mahoney. Mahoney is Mahoney. Mahoney is Mahoney. Mahoney is Mahoney. Mahoney gang really was a fate. It brought us together, ever separate. Boneheads and lasers are stronger than ever. Mahoney's joined the club and now he's here forever. Mahoney is Mahoney. Mahoney is Mahoney. Mahoney is Mahoney. Mahoney is Mahoney. Keep Mahoney motherfuckers. Cosmic Creepers out. Banana Laser wins every time.
And that brings us to today's episode, which is the 7-year anniversary of Mahoney. Now, for those who don't know what Mahoney Gate is, let me take you down memory lane. So it was May 17th, 2014. I was running a group called Camp Crystal Lake Alumni, which has been several names. It's been Friday the 13th Alumni, Camp Crystal Lake Alumni. It's got a death curse. And once again, it's Friday the 13th Alumni. But getting back to the original story. So I was Camp Crystal Lake Alumni. And I was developing a pretty good following. The group was started with an idea from Tom Fridley, who everybody knows played Court in Friday the 13th Part 6. He reached out to me looking for ideas on how to get a group together of fans and people who were in the movies, like the alumni. And so he kind of came up with the concept for the alumni group. And originally it was Friday the 13th Alumni. So we got together and formed this group. I started inviting people who were in the movies, and they were gladly accepting. But as the group grew, I had to start putting rules in, because a lot of people were being very disrespectful, and like some of the actors are in there. They didn't have to be there, but people are like, "Well, that person was shitty," and blah blah blah. And I know it's just a character, but like, I was trying to be like respectful for the alumni who actually did join and did interact on their own time. So I started getting more moderators and admins to help me run the group. So came across the post came across from a guy named Alex Edwards, and I've done my respect show on Alex. But this is back when I didn't really know who Alex was, and he made a post about Mark from Friday the 13th Part 2, and kind of just pundit where Mark says like, I'm in training, and this hot girl wants him, and so he said like, if something on the idea of like, little did he know, like 20 minutes later, he forget about the training. He should, whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to rehash anything. So, one of my admins, one of my moderators, Linda, she was just trying to go what she interpreted as the followings were, and she sent a warning out to him, blah blah blah. Now the policy was if we warned somebody, we would let them respond. And well, she took it upon herself to ban him. And I was sleeping at the time. I was just on Rabbit and Red Radio doing yesterday, doing a retelling of this story, but I just wanted to send that to my YouTube page here too. And I was sleeping at the time when this all happened. Woke up the next day, and of course, all hell was breaking loose. All Alex's friends were coming to his defense, and so I was trying to get filled in because on my groups, we always have a chat that we talk about what's going on. So I found out what was going on, and at first, of course, I was defending my moderator for making the decision, but I didn't know what the whole context was about. And I will admit I did find the remark a little bit offending because my soon to, a lot of people don't know this, my soon to be ex was in a wheelchair at the time, so I did find a little offense to it, but I also know that it was a character the person was playing, so I was trying to see both sides of the story, but before anything could even happen, before I could explain what was going on, I had people bashing the group. I had people bashing my admins, bashing the group, bashing me in particular. And little did I found out later that I was the featured topic on a podcast called Banana Laser, and it also spilt over into Skeleton Crew. And when I was listening to those shows, honestly, like a lot of people would get offended, but I found them a lot of really entertaining, and I was reaching out to these guys, like trying to explain my side, but it at this point it was like it was good for. It ended up being good for both sides because some of those shows were one of their highly rated stuff, and I got out of it a brand new moniker. Like I became now what as Father Mahoney, and so as the world of Mahoney grew, and they started using that character in different skits, and Dave Z did a hilarious impersonation of Father Mahoney, and so I started embracing it, and the more we started talking, the more we realized we have a lot in common, all of us, and I think at the time they hated to admit that, but we all have the passion for Friday the 13th especially, and to this day we're those guys are like some of my best friends. What can I say about those guys? God, Matt Wazell, I mean the brainchild, the genius. I reached out to all three of these guys, and all three of these guys, even Matt Wazell, who's always a very busy guy. I reached out to these guys and asked them, hey, what do you think about me doing a podcast? You have any tips for me? Blah blah blah, and all of them basically had the same idea, just go out there and be yourself. And so Matt Wazell was kind enough to respond even in his busy schedule, and I thank him. And Alex, me and Alex have really it's funny how we both started I'm sure that these guys had a very dislike for me, but Alex is one of my best friends now, so it's I give kudos to everything that happened probably for a reason, And Dave Z, I mean, I think of all the three, me and Dave Z probably have the most in common. And I still think he looks like the guy from Halloween 4, the security guard in the the hospital in the beginning of part 4. Jesus ain't got nothing to do with this place. That dude. But then there was other people that were on that like Skeleton Crew was Jamie Jenkins, who's an absolute sweetheart. Probably very, very underrated podcaster. I think she's top 3 easy. So like I took a little bit of tips from each of them as far as my podcasting style goes. Like I said, the original 3 guys I all reached out to for tips on what should I do for my own podcast, and thank you for all 3 of those guys for giving me their tips. And it wasn't until about a little over a year ago, when the pandemic was starting to get hot and heavy, I was on a couple podcasts with Michael J. and Cody Robinson, and after doing like 2 shows with them, they both reached out to me like, dude, it's time. It's time for you to shine. And so I created I already had a Facebook page called Father Mahoney's House of Horrors, so I just kind of used that. And so 7 years later, Father Mahoney is still alive and kicking. And ironically, how it started was not flattery. Father Mahoney wasn't a flattery, but I turned what was viewed as a negative now into a positive. And so something that could have been bad turned into something great. And I just actually I want to reach out to these guys and thank them. It's not every day that you get a persona made out of you. And like in the beginning, Cosmic Creeper said, Mahoney is your homie. What was the line he said? It turned out to be a big misunderstanding, and it was. And but it ended up being a good misunderstanding, because here I am 7 years later with the same tagline, Father Mahoney. So I mean, you can't make this stuff can't even be written in Hollywood. And I just want to honestly even thank all the people from Skeleton Crew, all the fans of the shows too. Guys like who also was on the show, Dan Chase, Johnny Gore. Don't get mad if I miss your name. It's just, these guys are all like, another one I talked to, Lacey. That's Dan's main squeeze. All these guys have been so supportive of me, and honestly, really, I'm the one that's humbled. Thank you. I'm the one that should be thanking you guys for, showing the errors in a way of my way, because some of those rules were ridiculous. I agree. I look back now and I was like, God, Rob, what were you thinking? But it was with the best intentions. Let's just say that the rules were with the best intentions. But were they over the top? Yeah, they were. And but I look at it this way: if I never had a group like that had those kind of rules, would I still be right here right now? Would I still be? There probably would be no father. So, God, thank you guys. I'm very rarely will you ever find me speechless, and I just don't know how to continue to say thank you, because you guys are the inspiration behind Father Mahoney, and not just the name, the willingness to do this, the willingness to come out and talk and interview people. And if you guys knew me years ago, honestly, if you guys knew me when I was a teenager, this is probably the most I said in a year. I was a very quiet kid, and but horror always got me through. That's one thing I think we can all relate to. Horror got me through the bad times. I'm not gonna get too sentimental here. It's just when I think of horror movies, I think of my lifeline because I was a lonely person. I didn't have girlfriends or so. It's the only escape I had was, you know, horror movies and heavy metal. That was it. And who knew at the age of 49 now, I'll be 50 in October, that I would have the most life I've had of the first 48. 49th year has been the great one. And thank you to Banana Laser. Thank you to Skeleton Crew. Thank you all to all podcasters who came before me. Exploding Heads, Morbidly Made, Rabbit in Red. I could cut to the chase. You guys are the real heroes. I'm just here enjoying the ride. So much love, peace, and harmony, everyone. And thank you once again. And here's to the 8th year. Going on the 8th year of Father Mahoney. Because without Father, you're nothing.